Hey guys, I have been to Japan in this summer vacation, and what do you think?
Wow, so for how many days?
3 days and 2 nights.
Was your parents?
Yeah, in a group, and
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean a tour guide just guiding you to a lot of
yeah,
places?
I guided a lot of people to many spots.
So what did you see there? I mean, something attracts you or?
Oh, some shores, which is very beautiful, and some temple, and some delicious food.
Such as?
Such as, mm,
You mean like sushi? Are there different kind of flavors of sushi?
not just like our food, but a little different. Just
Oh.
rice and noodles, but a little different.
What is the most unforgettable thing you did?
Unforgettable is
One thing is one.
okay, is the hotel. The hotel is
I saw it.
yeah,
How
Wow.
much your hotel?
yeah,
Do you think it's worth it, like the money you pay?
It's kind of interesting is that the hotel is very comfortable, but when you lodge in that, and you won't feel any burden, and you won't notice that is very comfortable, and when you went home you will think, well, that's very good. And yeah.
Also, did you take a hot spring or in a hotel?
Yeah.
Hot spring?
Yeah.
No.
The hotel didn't provide.
Oh, since
Yeah.
that's summer, so you should have a cold spring, something like that.
Not in Okinawa, I think, but in some northern part of
I think
Japan.
Okinawa is pretty hot.
Right?
Yeah, pretty hot.
Hokkaido
Yeah,
is
summer.
colder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no cold spring there.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, are there any other places you've been to in this summer besides Okinawa?
Oh yeah, I went to northern shore of Taiwan and ride a bicycle. Yeah.
Wow, sounds great. So, what did you do there?
I say I ride a bicycle.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. With your friends?
Yeah, all my friends in church, we fight the biggest exam in our senior high school.
So you mean after the exam?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, summer
So is
vacation.
it sort of like a celebration
Like
after?
Like a reunion, something like that.
Wow,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
How many people, including you?
And we count about 10 to 12.
Wow, that's
That's a
a
lot.
big
So
group.
where do you live?
Huh?
Where do you live during the vacation?
Well,
Or you just,
one day
oh,
come and go.
wow.
So you rode the bicycle for how many hours to complete the route?
I think from morning, just morning, kind of 2 or 3 hours riding bicycle, and there, it may have been more hours to spend, but we choose a easy one.
Did anyone know how to, approach there, or you just need a navigator? Navigator,
Yeah, like GPS.
yes.
We don't need that because that is one. You just need to ride along the coast,
Oh,
so
Ah.
there's no other choice.
You know what? Some of my classmates in senior high, they spent almost 12 days and ride bicycles and around Taiwan.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of my friends in church, he also participated in our trip to our riding progress, and he spent 9 days to
Travel around.
riding bicycle.
My friends and I just took the train, and there were some destinations that we planned to go to. And then after we arrived at the destination, we rented some bicycles and went around all the places for like 8 days. Yeah, and I think it's a lot of fun.
Weren't you
Probably
afraid
like-
of, getting lost in the middle of nowhere?
We've done a lot of homework before
Oh.
we went to travel, and we went to travel about like in the middle of June, because that is the time when everyone is having the final exam. Yeah. And wow, a lot of fun.
What about your experience? Can anyone share?
What kind of, summer vacation?
Or, any experience abroad or?
But how long did you prepare for that information for you to get to many spots or destination?
About like 2 weeks, and we spent the whole day in the library and sitting in front of the computer, and we
And checking
contact
out.
we checked the destinations, and we checked the hotels and resorts, and we checked a lot of websites.
Do you pick the backpackers hotel or it's just?
You mean the place that we live?
Yeah.
Over.
There are certain places in, areas for just only backpackers.
Only-
Like many backpackers will live in the same room, like so.
We don't pick that kind of places. We just pick the cheaper resorts. That's all.
Usually that's cheaper, the backpack,
But we also want a comfortable bed to sleep. So we find a cheaper resort but high quality. Yeah.
because the backpackers place is just like a dorm, it's just
Yeah.
a desk and a bed and
We
that's
don't
it.
like that.
But some backpackers in, foreign countries, they're
Yeah.
quite good.
Yeah.
They provide the breakfast
And food,
yeah.
and you work for them and they give you food, something like that.
So after we went back to Thailand, I estimated how much money we spent during the trip, and it's almost like $7,000, which is very cheap.
Yeah, 8 days.
$7,000 for 8 days.
That's cheap.
It's really cheap.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the amount of money?
Around $7,000
For 8 days.
for 8 days, 7 nights,
And including food
including
and.
food, trains, the
Oh.
rent, and the
That's a
resort.
really cheap.
Yeah, really cheap. Yeah. And then 5 days later, I went to Africa.
That's a rush.
Yeah, for 21 days.
For volunteer work.
Yeah, and we originally planned to go to Kenya, but there were a lot of political
Oh yeah.
matters in
issues.
Kenya, so we went to another place called Tanzania, which is also located in the eastern portion of Africa.
So do you see a lot of wild animals like lions running
And
around?
yeah. And we went to 3 national parks.
Oh, there's a lot of national parks.
Yeah, and you can see all the animals just running
Running
around
around
the
the
grass
side.
there, and there's no cages,
Yeah.
something like that. And I really like it.
Is that horrible?
No, it's a lot of fun.
You have places to live or you just build up a tent and you sleep in the tent.
We slept in tents for 3 days in a campsite, which is a newly built campsite. But there's a lot of mosquitoes, and you know that the meaning of new built in Africa can mean like
Yeah,
built
I
for
know.
1,000 years in Taiwan. Yeah, so it's still a little bit dirty and nasty, but we still have a lot of fun.
I think hot air balloon trips are quite famous there.
Or we didn't
right?
sit on a hot air balloon, yeah.
Like you can watch the animals from the sky. I think you have to pay like a lot for that, I think. Because I've heard, someone saying that.
Oh, okay. Maybe you can go try it if you have a chance to go there.
Well, Africa wouldn't be my choice because
It's not the first priority.
yeah, it's just if it's for study, I wouldn't want to go there for
Of
But
course.
it's just, you don't live for a trip. Yeah, it's fine, but maybe like a week is my limit.
Oh, okay.
So you taught students there.
In the morning and the weekdays.
So what did you do?
What's the content of it?
We
Class.
were divided into 3 groups: the sports one, the music one, and
you were in the music.
the arts. Yeah, I'm in the music one. And we teach them the Chinese version of Welcome Song, and they really like it. And they almost all the class volunteer to come to the stage and sing the Welcome Song. And you can see that all the children are singing the songs that you've taught them, and you will feel touched.
Yeah.
Are they really singing well?
Yeah. Yeah. Because there are not Chinese native speakers, so it's very well for them. Especially like they were in ages like first grade or second grade in elementary school.
Did you bring your violin there?
No, of course.
Do they have do they even have violin there?
No,
I don't think
no.
so.
They just have little drums that you can hold on the hands,
Oh yeah.
and the triangular thing that you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we clap our hands to make some of the rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
And are the adults in there really like to sing?
Adults?
I think they kind of like gather in front of the firework and camp place, and then they
And
sit around
dance.
in the circle and dance and
Yeah.
sing.
1 or 2 nights in the campsite. Yeah, and we played a lot of games when we were sitting around the fire.
Do they understand the games that we play? Is there a difference between?
They understand English. Yeah.
You mean all the English that you say, or it's just?
You have to speak it slowly and easily. You just cannot use some words that
Too difficult.
difficult, because they start to learn English since they are junior high. So when we went to elementary school to teach the children, we have to speak to the teacher first, and the teacher then translate for them. And then when the children are shouting around and in a language that we don't understand, the teacher then translate it into English for us. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's an unforgettable experience.
And
If it was me, I wouldn't volunteer to go to places like Africa.
I would like to.
Yeah. In the afternoon, we just painted the blackboards, and we painted the walls, and our clothes was a mess, and we also used the mud to cover the floor to make a new classroom. And by the end of the session, we really completed the whole work of making a new classroom. It's like a sense of achievement.
And is the sky in Africa different?
Oh, it's clear and beautiful, and you can even see the stars just shining. You cannot see it in Taiwan, even though
They don't have
live in
lights over
mountains.
there, they only have
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
So I think
Yeah. And you can actually see the blue and red stars in the night sky. Yeah, and it is shiny.
For us, it's like everything is white.
Yeah. And I will never forget the night sky in Africa.
And is the sky very high above the ground? I think.
Well, generally, it's called sky for a reason.
Look like very high.
Yes, in some places the sky is look like more
And closer to
higher, and
that's illusion.
is that illusion?
Yeah, that's
I
illusion.
don't think so.
Okay, so it's high.
Okay.
If it's clear, then you would think like it's a little bit higher, but
Yeah,
if the
it's
cloud is like really thick, then you'll go like, yeah.
Oh.
There's almost
that makes
no
sense.
clouds in the sky, so you can feel that the sky is really high. Yeah.
I want to talk about my experience
Ooh.
to California
Wow.
When you're
after graduating junior high.
junior high.
Yeah, and it was a 20-day trip. Is it a trip? No, it's sort of like a vacation.
With your family?
No, it's just me. And when I got there, everything was like fascinating, you know, because I wanted to go there for like ever. And then I had a Russian roommate, which is, you know,
Wow.
when you heard of the word Russia and you go like, they're really mysterious because you never really actually meet someone that come from Russia.
Mhm.
So when I saw her stuff, it's like super luxurious stuff, like brand name, everything. Her bags, her shoes, her heels, everything is brand name. So I was like, she must be a, you know,
Rich girl.
rich girl. Well, instead of saying like she's a rich girl, you would think that she's, you know, hard to approach, maybe. And so I was really nervous when I first talked to her because I think she's a, you know, she's a person that will judge you with your,
Appearance.
not only appearance, but your,
What you wear.
what you wear, what brand or stuff like that. And so, but after I talked to her, I found that she's actually just approachable girl.
Mhm.
And we haven't get in touch recently, but I still follow her on her Instagram.
So
Yeah.
does she have a lot of friends?
I don't know if she has a lot of friends, but her friend looks like, you know, like 30 years old when actually they're like 19,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Oh.
So studying there, I mean, for
In
short
the
period.
University of California, Riverside. I live in the Riverside at first, but then I transferred to another homestay family because the original one was a Spanish family and it was really like crowded. You know, the host mother had 3 babies already, 3 children, and then she was pregnant. So the first one. And so I think it was a little bit difficult for her to do everything like for us. I mean, like taking us to school or taking us to dinner and something like that. So then we asked for the school to transfer our host family. And then we ended up in a Filipino family.
Oh.
And it was only the host mother because the host father was passed away like a year or 2 ago. And then she was like the age of my grandmother. So for me, it's not sort of a mother, but it's sort of a grandmother that takes care of, you know, taking you to school, and she actually curses when she's driving.
curses.
Yeah, she curses, you know, like she will say like, oh, go faster or something like that.
So she doesn't have any child?
Yeah, she has, I think only one son, I guess. Yeah, only a son.
Oh.
And no, he was like working somewhere else. I don't know.
So he is older than you.
Much older.
It's like he's like 30 something.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It was I went to Disney and Universal Studios.
Wow.
Well, the most exciting part is the Universal Studio instead of the fireworks in Disney. Because it all comes so, so sudden. Like the fireworks goes and you will say, oh, there is a firework. I wasn't expecting there is a firework that night because it was like a regular night.
Oh.
But they kind of like do fireworks every night for tourists.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
And it's like just like you see it on TV, like before the Disney movie. There's a castle and then
That castle is made from Switzerland's castle.
really.
Yeah.
I saw that castle in California. It's my first time actually seeing it as a building.
I mean, they built it and according to that real castle in Switzerland. Yeah. Like others, what's that called?
Swan.
Swan's castle.
So this place actually exists.
Yeah, exists.
Wow.
And I've been there.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Switzerland.
So what makes you feel you have the most impression on Universal Studios?
Yeah. I think the tour bus. It's like I had to wait in line for like almost 1.5 hours to, actually get on the tour bus. And then it takes you all around the place, the area of Universal Studio, and they have, they plan, they have certain places with the movie that are taken in the background, they shoot it over there.
Wow.
And then they show you like, this is a place where they film blah blah blah, which
Wow.
movie, and then you say, oh. And they have arranged some person, acting like a murderer and like chase you beside the tour bus and make it look real. Like it actually is a murderer from a Western cowboy area, something like that.
So
It's interesting.
did you just encounter some actors or actresses?
We went to the Hollywood. There's a wax museum.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was sort of like the wax is really
Real.
not real.
Real.
Not real. It's not like the most famous one, but there's actually smaller one. But I don't think they make the statue really,
Okay.
Is it?
Is it the place where a horror movie related to wax take place?
No, that's a different place. The Hollywood
Oh.
Avenue is like different from Universal Studio.
Oh.
They're kind of close, but not actually in the same area. And Los Angeles is definitely a place for shopping.
Oh.
Downtown LA is definitely a place for shopping. There's like a 3-story Abercrombie store. Abercrombie?
Yeah.
It's a really,
They shop online.
yeah. And Asians actually like Abercrombie.
Did you buy in there?
I bought a lot of clothes there. Yeah, which is a bad start. Yeah.
Did you just still wear them today?
Yeah,
She had a lot of clothes.
Yeah, I know.
with Abercrombie.
Yeah.
How much did you spend
You mean
on that?
all the
on
stuff?
U.S. currency.
It's like currency. The currency is like 29.5
Well, that's what gets us there.
per dollar, per US dollar. And so they have actual they have extra taxes, so you have to pay for the extra taxes. You don't see the price and it's the actual price you pay. You have to add like $2 or $3 extra for a certain thing. Like if you see $19 for this clothes, you have to pay like 21 to get it, and you cannot exclude the tax even though you are not American.
And how did you predict the extra taxes?
They have a rate like point 87%, I think.
Oh.
0.87. So it's 0.0875. You're gonna time it out.
So for each service in America, there's a tip.
Yeah,
Okay.
they call it a tax instead of a tip because
Oh,
you have
It's
to
the
pay
government.
tax for food actually.
oh. And like in America, you need to pay a lot of tip in Africa. So after we came back and we were calculating the money, we found out that most part of the money we spent on was the tip. Like when someone helped you carry the luggage up to the 3rd floor, even though there's an elevator for them to take, he went to a door with his friend. He just said, "Me and my friend, each for $2 US dollars."
That's a lot.
Yeah, so we have to pay each for $2. So there's total of $4
So it's like
for helping
120.
for thanking them, helping taking our luggage by taking the elevator.
Can you just take the luggage by
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah.
Just
Other
after.
days, the rest of the days we took the luggage by ourselves.
And
So
that's
what did you say? I don't need your help, something like that, or you just
That's
say
sort of
it?
rude to say.
You
Yeah.
just
I
say,
need your help.
Oh, that's okay. I can do it by myself.
You know what, in Europe, when they help you to carry the luggage from your car, and just inside the
House.
the lobby or what,
Oh, the
10 European dollars.
That's a
lot.
They can earn their salary like carrying a luggage
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah. And they don't help you until after 6 o'clock at night. And they force you to let them carry your luggage, so you have to check in before 6 o'clock. You know what I'm talking?
But
Yeah.
can you do that yourself?
No, but they just take it for granted, you know. Just, you have to let me do this.
Like, give me your luggage,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Because you
Or I'll
are.
throw it away.
Oh, you have to live in the European way. They think you
Yeah.
should.
Just the everyday 10 European dollars, and in the morning they help you carry the luggage from the lobby into your car, and another 10 European dollars.
God,
You
that's
should
weird.
stay in a place for the whole vacation instead of, changing every spot, changing every hotel every day. It's like checking in, checking out, it's like 20.
It's impossible for you to live in a place, you know.
Oh, you mean like you have to travel
Yeah.
like from places to places?
Yeah.
And what is the transition from Philippines dollars to
Philippine.
European.
European European
Why are
to
we
the
still paying that? 46? No, 37.
Sort of.
37
Per euro.
per euro, yeah.
Oh
If it's
my God.
pounds, it's like 50,
Yes, yeah.
49 or 50.
Oh, so 37 times 10 is 370.
Yeah, for carrying a
Oh, carrying
luggage
luggage for
from
a short
long,
distance.
Yeah. So
Maybe
it's
like not even like 10,
10 steps.
yeah, 10 steps for $370. New Taiwan dollar.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
weird.
Very good.
Ridiculous.
instead of water. Yeah, water is too expensive.
Sugar free or no?
No.
Oh.
There is a zero.
Zero, yeah, zero, black
Yeah.
bottle. Actually, that's, I think I should be thankful for my parents because they asked me what did I want to do after my examination. I mean, where I want to go. And I just say, North Europe.
So you
But
just
Switzerland is not actually
no,
Northern
I mean
Europe.
senior high. Senior high, after senior high, I went to North Europe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then I go after 2 days after my graduation.
so just with your parents.
Yeah, and follow the tour guide.
Uh,
Yeah, because we can't go there by ourselves. And I think one thing very inconvenient is that each of the country they have different money, you know, different currency. Yeah,
Not every country.
yeah. So but we
So I
should
think
carry
they have the
different.
European Union.
No, but most of
Some
them,
countries
they
they
don't
join
want.
it.
Oh yeah,
they don't want to accept it.
especially England. They're not in any of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't imagine that it was so cold there. I thought it was just like Taiwan. So I didn't.
So you almost frozen yourself.
Yeah. So I bought jackets.
A lot of, but you don't actually use them here. You know, you should actually
No, but-
donate them.
So I bought one only.
Or give it to a beggar this size.
No, I was frozen to death. You know. It's too cold. Yeah. And yes.
What a wonderful journey.
and can you tell me that you wear that clothes when you wear it in winter?
Definitely not, because Kaohsiung is like super hot.
But when you go to some mountains in Taiwan, I think it is useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just, I think I wear that and it looks like I'm like a bear. That's black and bald fur, you know.
Like Taiwan.
Yeah, it's just like,
layers.
yeah.
Okay. So I assume that our time is up.
Assume,
Okay.
yes. That's
Yeah, because I checked the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before we